Hey there, it's me, John Stamos, in partnership with Cologuard. And a little birdie told me you're over 45. Listen, that's not old, it's really not. But it's an important age. If you're at average risk, that's when you start screening for colon cancer. And look, it's okay to be nervous, but it's not okay to ignore your own health. It's time to see if the Cologuard test can be an option for you to get screened. All right, I'm glad we had this little chat.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi. Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
So I just did a quick little review of this, and I asked our friends at ChatGPT. I said, "What is the worst job of them all?" Cutting right to the chase. Talk radio program director. No, actually, sewer cleaner, manual scavenger is what they call it. Exposure to toxic gases, disease, and suffocation risk. In some parts of the world, people still do this by hand. It's as brutal as it sounds. By hand. He shows up. He does his job. Coal miner. Black lung disease, cave-ins, explosions, long hours underground with constant risk hanging over your head. Garbage collector, sanitation worker. Physically demanding exposure to hazardous waste. Sharp objects. Traffic accidents. Underrated. Underappreciated. Who was the greatest garbage man of all time? Well, actually, sewer. It was Ed Norton, if you think about it. Slaughterhouse worker. Repetitive, dangerous, and psychologically draining. High injury rates and mental toll from the work itself. This reminds me, one time we had this. It was a DUI case. And there was a great lawyer we knew. He was kind of a preacher. And he'd say, "Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, I represent a man named Matt Blease." And he was like, "Would you just enter the plea? What is everything's Elmer Gantry with this guy?" And I'll never forget this when he says, "I'm sorry he's late, Your Honor. You see what this man does? He came to me and he said, Jerry," he said, "what is it, Matt? Look at my hands. Do you know how many animals I've killed with these hands?" And people are saying, "What is he talking?" Because we're not even listening. What? Who is this guy? He worked at a pound. He killed, and I swear to God, he had us going. The guy, I said, "What does that have to do with drunk driving?" We used to say, "Let the guy go," But this is his job. Every day they bring these dogs in. Oh man, you've got to ask this. Oil rig worker, number 5, isolation, extreme weather, explosion risk. The pay is decent, but you earn every penny. 6, bomb disposal technician. I think it kind of speaks for itself. One mistake and that's it. Logging worker or lumberjack. Falling trees, heavy machinery, remote locations. One of the highest fatality rates in the U.S. Commercial fishermen. Have you ever seen those Alaskans where oh my. How about, you know what? Here's a show that we should do called The Cameraman of the Shows of the Most Dangerous. The Cameraman. Remember one time years ago, there was this, remember Geraldo Rivera? You got to admit that Geraldo Rivera, remember when they had it one time, he says, "And I'm going to go on and we're going to find Osama bin Laden." Geraldo was amazing. Had absolutely no sense of pride, any kind of proportion. And I forget where he was. We're going to find Osama bin Laden. And so he was with somebody, and all of a sudden you hear this, and he goes, "Let's go!" And he jumps into a Jeep or a Humvee, and they take off. What about the cameraman? What about that one? Remember when he climbed the Willow Brook? He was climbing this thing. And say, "Why don't you use the front gate?" Anyway, but there was always the cameraman, the poor cameraman, the people in Vietnam. You never hear about cameramen. God bless these people. A roofer. And by the way, a roofer in Florida on the tar. And by the way, number 10, telemarketer, cold caller. Not physically dangerous, but mentally draining, constant rejection, pressure, and burnout. You realize today nobody answers their phone. There's no such thing as that anymore. Nobody answers their phone. So you can be a cold caller all you want.
I feel bad for the guys, and you probably see this because you go to Costco. They're selling like cell phones.
Yes.
And as you're walking by, like, hey, how you doing? How are you? Or even they're selling gutter protectors or something.
Yeah, right.
And every time I just look at them, oh, yeah, how you doing? And just keep walking. I go, they got the.
I know.
That's the worst job.
My wife says, I say, how you doing? I say, how's business today? Good. I said, God bless you. Take care, buddy. Okay. You want to talk about my business? No, I just want to see how you're doing. Take care, my friend. One time they had Costco. They're getting into like Costco brain surgery. Costco. We have friends of ours who went on a Costco cruise. Phenomenal. Costco gutter protectors. Another one, by the way. They just realized maybe we should put a cover on the gutter so the stuff can't get in the gutter. How long did that take? How long? But I know what you mean. They have these people selling these things, and bless their heart, they're standing there and they're waving at you. And I thought, I got to help them. But I thought, if I come over and talk to you, does that count for something? Because I don't want this. Nobody ever says, hey, wait a minute, honey, aluminum siding. We're in an apartment. Doesn't matter. This guy's doing one hell of a job.